Audio 1, audio 2, grayscale, video. I didn't check the levels. Yeah, the levels are okay on the mic on the camera. Today has been a really ordinary day. Let me see here, if 26 degrees is ordinary. That's the high, not the low. I don't know what the low was. It was cold. I decided after yesterday morning's early morning foray into the cold before sunrise that I'd stay home today. And I did stay home this morning. I didn't go out hoping it would warm up, and it did. It warmed up to 26 degrees. And that's okay. I can live with that. I made photographs. I had an idea or two, things I wanted to shoot. None of them really worked out. I was hoping for the farmer to be back over at the farm to maybe do his final harvest. I know it's the middle of February and he's still doing harvest. Yes, he is. But the tractor is gone, the wagon is gone, the harvester is gone, and the corn is still there. So I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think we're going to get harvest this time of the year. If the wagon was gone, the tractor was still there, I think he'd be emptying the wagon, but not going to happen. So I'm stuck here with grayscale and 2 audios and 1 video. We'll see what happens. I saw some people with City Electric, and they were working over here at Otterbein, where the substation, the power substation, is being upgraded. And didn't look like they were doing anything very exciting, so I just left. I've shot it before. It didn't look like it was going to be too exciting. I had other things I wanted to look at, and I did look at other things. I went out to Hoover and looked at the ice. There is ice on Hoover. I didn't shoot a lot of it just because it doesn't look very photogenic, and I wasn't going to force myself. I did make a couple of round trips, went to all the usual suspects to see what I could find, and really didn't find anything. And these are the kind of days where you're hoping you'll just stumble on something. And I did. And again, it was more the City Electric. They're in the process of replacing a utility pole in the it's just outside of Uptown, maybe in Uptown, but right at one of the turns in Uptown. And they were topping it out and replacing some of the electric at the very top. And I got a couple of nice pictures. This was one of those moments that you don't really know how you best want to do this. The sky is very, very gray today. It's cloudy, but it's not a thick cloudy. So the sun was shining, sort of shining, through the clouds. So I did some work trying to photograph the guys in the buckets at the power line and moving things around with the sun, at least this big white glow in the sky. You couldn't see the sun, you could see the general glowing shape of it. I did some stuff with it behind the guys working and at the top of the pole and off to the side, looking for some sort of rule of thirds thing that might work or central object that might work, and none of them really worked well. And I was about to give up and leave, and I said, maybe I'll stick around and just to see. We'll see what happens. And then one of the guys hollered at me, he said, "Oh, you're going to love this." So I stuck around, and I did love it, because they removed the old transformer from the old pole, and that was kind of interesting, and I got nice pictures of that. Nothing great. It's kind of evidentiary. It just shows the fact that they did it. I don't think it has great news value. It has great storytelling value if you've never seen it before, and that might be important. It'll be good in the archive. Maybe one day someone will really enjoy, oh, look how they used to use transformers like that. Then the third thing happened. They took out the chainsaw and topped off the old telephone pole, the old utility pole. And that was kind of neat because of the angles that were involved. You have all these vertical lines from the utility poles and then the horizontal lines from all the crossbars. And in the middle of it is one that's all cattywampus and screwy off to the side and 45 degrees and different depth angles. And it was kind of interesting. I shot that. That may be my final photo. I think that's probably the one that would be the most unique. And it's one of those things that, remember, old school news photographer, newspaper. What you want to have is something that when people look at it, they stop and look at it for a moment. The idea being is that they stop and look at it, maybe there's an ad next to it, and they might read the fact about something new at the bakery, or there's a new car coming out, or somebody's got a new special on roses for Valentine's Day. So if you can get the reader to stop and look at the photograph, you've succeeded. And that's what this picture today would be. It would be one of those that you'd stop and look at. The other ones you go, oh, that's pretty cool. Look at that. It's got the sun behind the guys. Oh, that's kind of cool. But you look at this one, you go, wait a second. This is not right. These lines are all screwy here. There's verticals, there's horizontals, there's diagonals, there's depth perception that's wrong. Something's wrong here. What is it? I'm going to look at this and figure it out. I'm going to read the caption. Oh, I lingered on the page. Anytime you can get someone to linger on the page, you've succeeded. So, hope I've kept you lingering here. If I did, I want you to subscribe and like, thumbs up, and comment and share, and do all those fancy things. There'll be links down below to all the photographs I've talked about today. There'll be a link down below of a picture I shot on my iPhone. There's a rare chance it'll be my final photo. Very rare, only because the only reason I would do it is because I love the technique. Shot it on the iPhone, used the Focus app. You'll love this app. Let me work the depth of field in the background. It's kind of a neat picture. It's not worthy of being the one that's going to make you stop and look on the page, but it's certainly worthy of looking at. And I'll be linking that down below too. Didn't do a lot of video today. Nothing really lent itself well to it. I need to work better at that. I'm not really good at it at this point. I need to work harder at becoming better at it. Sort of like I'm just starting out again. I'm 76 years old and I'm learning new technique. Maybe that's the secret to life. Maybe that's what keeps the brain cells growing. I'll be back in a minute. Tomorrow. More Grace Signal. See you.